Goddess is not a song. It's a story. Now, you might be a little skeptical when you see that title, because I'll admit, it just sounds crazy because it's a song, yes. And I don't mean it's not like a song. Like, it's a song. It's a song that Lei Fei made, and it's great. But I think it's also more than that. Lei Fei released new music, and she's releasing, I guess, a new version of her album, Bewitched, the Goddess version, which will have 4 new extra songs, including Goddess, I think, being one of them. So, I'm a little excited for that. I didn't get to release a reaction to it because the first time I heard the song, I heard it in a preview, and then when I actually listened to the song outright, it was like in the YouTube premiere when she just released it, because I wanted to beat her for the moment, And overall, the song is pretty good. I like it. It's a bit different from her other music, and I'm gonna talk about that. But main thing that stood out to me, and the main thing that stood out to a lot of people, is the fact that Lei Fei swore in this song. And if I remember correctly, there's only one other song where I remember Lei Fei actually swearing, like outright swearing. And I mean, when she was doing her shows for the Goddess, or not for, was it the Goddess tour, or was it just her tours in general for the past few shows, whenever she performs Dreamer, in that second verse when it says, "This witch is numb to love," instead she says, "That is none to love."
I've had enough, called it off. As far as I'm concerned, this bitch is numb to love.
I think it's interesting, and I think this particular F-bomb, I guess if you want to call it, has a different meaning from the other times she's sworn in the past. I'm not the type of guy who swears often, and I mean, I guess you wouldn't be able to tell that from watching my other channel, my main channel, my gaming channel, not really main channel, gaming channel. The only 2 times I really think that it's necessary to swear is out of frustration or to make a joke. And if you've watched my gaming channel for a while, you know that I've experienced both of those moments.
Doctors haven't cleared me for MJ hugs yet.
Nigga, why you going to the doctor?
Still, these are the only 2 times that I really see it as necessary to swear. You don't really need to be swearing in everyday conversation, for no reason, in my opinion. I mean, you do you, whatever, anybody do. I'm not telling you what to do, but what I'm trying to say is, for me personally, I just usually only see those as the main 2 moments that I actually be swearing. And when you apply this to Lei Fei's music, it does make sense. Because if you think about the other songs where she swore, for Best Friend, that was the other song I was talking about. In the first verse, she swears,
"But I promise that I love you, even with that hairdo. I'm sorry I made fun of it. It's not your fault, it looks like shit."
And I think this is just kind of to make light of, because the lyrics are, "I promise that I love you, even with that hairdo. I'm sorry I made fun of it. It's not your fault, it looks like." You can finish the lyrics. So, what I'm saying is, in that instance, when she was swearing, she used it to make a joke, which makes sense. And then the other time, when I was talking about Dreamer, when she said, "This is numb to love," then it also makes a joke. Because, it's just a joke, a little funny thing that people do just to add emphasis to the joke. Because if she said witch, I mean, yeah, whatever, that's cool. If she says that, people are going "Oh, what? She swore. Joke. Funny. Ha. Type stuff. So, this instance, though, isn't exactly like those other times when she swore, because this one's different. When Lei Fei released the song, I remember I don't know where it was from, maybe an article, maybe a post, something like that. Oh, I think it was from her story, but she said, "My most honest song yet." When people get mad, that's when they're really just their honesty, their honest reaction is to swear. And in this song, she swore. Because she says, so that seems, and I have more reasons for this too, because she swore in the song, And that's why it's more a story. But I mean, that should, of course, that might not be convincing enough, which would make sense because that's not very convincing. So let me provide more evidence. If you look at her other songs, because this song, Goddess, when I first listened to it, I was just listening, and as I got just like, I would just, how do I explain this? The song just played, and I was listening to it, and it was just, this is a song. I didn't think about the chorus. I didn't even know there was a chorus until I looked at the lyrics later. I didn't think about the verses. I didn't think about anything else. And the funny thing is, this song structure is just, it's interesting. Because with the other, let's take her most popular song from the start. The first verse.
Don't you notice how I get quiet when there's no one else around? Me and you and awkward silence. Don't you dare look at me that way. I don't need reminders of how you don't feel the same.
So that's the first verse. And then she goes again with the second verse.
Oh, the burning pain, listening to you heart bump out some new soulmate. She's so perfect, blah, blah, blah. Oh, how I wish you'll wake up one day. Run to me, confess your love, at least just let me say.
And then she goes into the chorus.
That when I talk to you, oh Cupid walks right through and shoots an arrow through my heart. And I sound like a loon, but don't you feel it to confess I loved you from the start.
And then there's a third verse, then the chorus again. And then there's a little mini outro, and she has this with a lot of her songs where it's just like the chorus, but like a little different at the end. She does the same thing, I think, if I remember correctly, in Let You Break My Heart Again.
Someday, one day, I will stop falling in love with you.
She also does it in Promise, if I remember correctly.
It hurts to be something, it's worse to be nothing with you.
And also in Dreamer.
No boy's gonna kill the dreamer in me. Yeah, no boy's gonna be so smart as to try and pierce my porcelain heart.
And I mean, of course, she'll also add a little like words at the end, like she does in Second Best.
Oh, you are my everything, I'm just your second best. Second best.
But yeah, this is just a thing that she does. She'll add a little outro at the song that just goes along with the chorus. It's basically the same thing. But Goddess is different. First of all, let's keep referring to the thing from the start. The chords from lyric to lyric are the same, and the chorus from chorus to chorus are the same. But I guess you could say they're the same throughout the entire song. So a better example might be Lovesick. For Lovesick, there's first verse, chorus, second verse, chorus again. End of the song. That's it. And from verse to verse, the chords are the same. From chorus to chorus, the chords are the same. There's gonna be, I can go through all the songs, and they're probably gonna be very, very similar, where the chorus is basically the verse, but slightly different. But I'll still use this example because it still relates. With Goddess, the first verse is,
it always goes like this. Could have predicted it. I'm so naive to think you loved me for me.
It has its own structure, it has its own sound, it has its own chords, and it goes like that for the rest of the verse. Then you go to the chorus, and it's a slightly different structure, slightly different chords.
Were you surprised by me when you took me home? When the glamour wore off, reduced to skin and bone, I can't even tell who you want to know. I'm a goddess on stage, human when we're alone.
And it goes like that. Then the second verse is different from the first verse.
You took a star to bed, woke up with me instead. You must have felt so damn deceived when you made up a version of me that you thought you loved, but I am not your Aphrodite.
See, it is the same chords, but it's different. You know why? Because you can hear it. I mean, it's the same chords, but it's slightly different. And I didn't notice that they were legit singular verses because I was listening to the song and I was like, this is something different from the first verse. So it's like, I didn't even know it was the first verse. I just thought it was just going along smoothly, just as a song, as a story, not even as a song. Because that's why I'm saying it's not exactly a song, because the way it's structured, of course, the chords are the same, and other things are the same, but it just sounds so different. It sounds so uniquely different that it doesn't even seem like it's a song like where it has verse, chorus, verse, chorus. It just seems different. And if you know what I mean, thank you, because it's very hard to explain. One other thing I want to point out is the way she words the song, because I can search up the lyrics. The lyrics say, "It always goes like this. Could have predicted it. I'm so naive to think you love me for me." Now think about the tense. You guys might know tense. Past tense, present tense, future tense. This right now is being written in present tense. Kissed as I ran off stage. You're too old to play this game. Guess you're still growing up at 30. Still present tense. Now go to the chorus. Were you surprised by me when you took me home? When the glamour wore off, reduced to skin and bone. This is past tense because she's telling about what happened in the past. She's asking the guy who if he was surprised when this happened in the past. And in the verse 2, I'm just gonna skip to verse 2 because the rest of the chorus is, I'm pretty sure, present tense. But you took a star to bed, woke up with me instead. You must have felt so damn deceived when you made up a version of me that you thought you loved. Now these verses, except for I didn't read the last line, I'm not your Aphrodite, but these words right here are all in past tense. It seems like she's telling a story. She's telling about what happened, what this guy did, how he felt in the past, and it's less about how she feels right now. If you go again to one of her more famous songs from the start, the verse says, "Don't you notice how I get quiet when there's no one else around? Me and you in awkward silence. Don't you dare look at me that way. I don't need reminders of how you don't feel the same." This is all present tense, just like the first verse of the last song. Then verse 2. "Oh, the burning pain, listening to you harp on about some new soulmate. She's so perfect, blah, blah, blah. Oh, how I wish you wake up one day. Run to me, confess your love, at least just let me. Okay. And then it's the chorus that when I talk to you, oh, Cupid walks right through and shoots an arrow through my heart, and I sound like a loon, but don't you feel it too? Confess I loved you from the start. And now you might be thinking this is also her telling about her story, but also it's more telling about her current situation. And this is how a lot of songs are. They're talking about a current situation that the person is in. And I mean, songwriters tell stories all the time, so this isn't exactly unique from Leve, but I just think that Goddess, with her swearing in it, with her saying it's her most honest song yet, with all those factors, the way it's past tense, the way it's formed, it's more a story. It's different from her other music. That's the way I feel about it. And I could go to another song by another artist that I actually was thinking about as using. Another one of the songs I was using is, for comparison, was The Way Things Go by Bibadoo. And this one is also, I guess, a story.
And there's so much left to say. I guess I'm just the bigger guy. And there's too much on my mind that I don't even want to try. Guess it's not far from the ordinary. They do say love is blind, but I guess that's the way things go.
It's a lot. I mean, it is also talking about the current situation she's in, so I guess this makes this whole point completely invalid. But it's also telling a story. It's just the way she words it, the way the song is formed, because she starts with the chorus and then goes to the first verse, and then it's like a different structure. And also at the end of the song, I don't mind. It just repeats that, and then it says, I guess that's just the way things go. A lot of repetition at the end of the song. I guess it's not very unusual for a Bibadoo song, because she also does this in Coffee, but I mean, still, it's just more, it's more personal, it's more honest. So that's really what this is about. It's not about storytelling. It is about storytelling, but it's not about past tense and present tense as much as it is about being more honest and talking about, of course, the situation you're in, but also the situation that happened. I really hope this video is making sense. I didn't know how to put Goddess into a video, and then I thought about this, and I thought it would be a really good idea. And now the more I talk about it, the more I seem like I'm reaching. But I think if you really listen to the song, especially on the first listen, when you don't know anything about the song and then you listen to the song, you really understand that this song is coming from her heart, coming from her honesty. Something that happened to her, some guy broke her. I don't know who it was, and whoever it was, oh my god, they fumbled. But you know, it's very, very good. Goddess is a great song. I was skeptical about it at first because the name, I was like, I don't know about that. But after listening to the song, I was like, you know what? This is actually pretty good. I like it. The lyrics are good. The music is good. She's very talented. Very talented. And the last outro, oh my goodness. So yeah, that's all I have to really say. I've been recording for like 25 minutes. This video is not gonna be 25 minutes long though. I don't want any of my videos, unless it's like a tier list, to be like 25 minutes long, because that's outrageous. I'm gonna stop talking now. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Anybody who watches this video, because I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. I don't need to do that, but you get the point. I'm done. Bye.